Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel.
Hello!
So we were just saying it feels like ages since we have done a sit down video. I can't even think what the last sit down video was.
No, it was way before the wedding, I think. Can't remember what it was about. So yeah, we're back for a sit down.
It feels really weird to be like sat on the sofa filming a video.
And this is going to be all about the wedding. So it's a wedding Q&A. So we asked for your questions on Instagram.
And we're just going to go through as many as we can. We don't want to make the video too long, but yeah, we're going to go through as many questions and answer them. So they're all about the wedding. So yeah, nothing in particular, just all about the wedding.
Yeah, and thank you for your love and support on the videos we've put out so far to do with the wedding, like the trailer and the dances.
And the first dances. Like, they are some of my favourite videos ever. I feel like we're going to go back and watch those videos our whole lives.
So many times, yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for all your amazing comments. We're working our way through.
We are.
We've just been really busy since the wedding.
Yeah.
But we are working our way through each and every single comment, so you will get a reply as soon as possible. But yeah, we just want to say, honestly, it means so much.
Yeah.
We were blown away, weren't we?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so question number 1. Did you throw your bouquet? If so, who caught it? I didn't. I was planning on throwing a bouquet, and I actually had a separate bouquet made up, especially to throw. Because I obviously didn't want to throw my actual one, so I had a smaller one made up. And I think we scheduled it for about 8, 8:15, but everything got pushed back because I was late. Or probably that story will come up in case it doesn't.
In case it doesn't, 25 minutes. 25 minutes.
I'm never gonna live that down. So yeah, I was 25 minutes late to the ceremony.
The photographer took a photo. Sorry to interrupt. Just took a photo with me looking at my watch.
Because of quite a few factors. So yeah, everything got pushed back, and then by that time the dance floor was just like buzzing. Everyone was like having such a good time that in all honesty I just forgot, and then it got too late to do it. And yeah, so I ended up not throwing it.
Everything sort of rolled into like quick succession, didn't it? All the things we had planned.
But yeah, I did plan to though. Just want to say congrats, I'm so happy for you both. Your wedding pictures are gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Claire Randall took those, and we'll put details in the description box. Amazing photographer, and she was so amazing on the day. Really quick turnaround as well.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure if she is currently photographing weddings anymore, but if she is, we would highly recommend.
Yeah.
Did you hire a wedding planner?
We didn't need one.
No. So we technically didn't hire a wedding planner. So we got married at the Gardens Yalding, which is a venue in Kent, and when you sign up to get married there, then they will assign someone from the venue to help you out with everything. So I kind of felt like we did have a wedding planner.
Yeah. Shout out to Jenny.
Yeah, she was amazing.
But like, the reason I also say that is because we had Jenny, but then we had Helena's mum, who, if ever wants to go into that career, I think could definitely do it.
Yeah, she was amazing as well. And I think even Jenny said at one point, she was like, you should be a wedding planner.
Yeah, because with Jenny, we didn't start having the conversations with Jenny sort of as it got closer, wasn't it? So we'd had a lot of stuff already planned, and then we went in for a sit-down meeting, and we worked through a checklist, and we'd answered a lot of the questions.
What was great is that she went through it in chronological order, so from literally 9:30 when we arrived at the venue through to the end, and that way we didn't miss anything each time. So she was an amazing help, and obviously they've put on so many weddings, so she had a wealth of knowledge, and yeah, she was incredible.
Yeah.
Couldn't have done it without Jenny and Mum.
Yes.
What was your favourite / least favourite part of wedding planning?
Of the planning?
Ooh. Okay, my favourite part... Oh, this is really difficult. I've got 2.
Okay.
First was picking the venue. I absolutely loved visiting different venues and kind of seeing whether we could picture ourselves there. And we visited quite a few different ones. So we visited like a castle, we visited a kind of
it was a
mansion
gazebo
home, a gazebo,
outside,
and then we visited the gardens. And it literally, as soon as we both walked in, we both just knew that it was the perfect venue. So I love that part and I love that feeling.
Should we say my favourite first?
Yeah.
I'm torn actually. There were quite a few things that I really enjoyed. But I'd have to say that I think my favourite bit was... it's very close between rehearsing for the dance.
Oh yeah.
And but I'm going to go with doing all the table stuff. The favours and designing all the fast passes.
Yeah. The least favourite part of planning, well, I have two as well. One was just because of all the uncertainty with weddings during that time. And there was a lot of stress with postponing it, not knowing whether to postpone it, not knowing what was happening, not knowing how many people we could have, not knowing what restrictions would be in place. Mm-hmm. That whole side of it, which obviously was out of our control, that was probably the hardest and least favourite part. And then my other least favourite part was all the legal side.
Oh yeah.
Just because it was so confusing. And I don't know whether it's meant to be this confusing, or whether we were just a bit unlucky. But I just got very confused.
Well, I think the big issue was that I spoke with them on the phone.
Yeah.
And you never spoke to them. So that's where the big issue came from. Because I had info, but you hadn't heard it actually from them.
Yeah, and so I just got very worried, like if it was all going ahead and like what. I think it was also because we postponed it that made it a little bit trickier.
The big thing was that I was told on the phone that we'd get a phone call a week before the wedding from the registrars to let us know how everything would go, and then we didn't get the phone call until the day before. You got the day
8 p.m. the day before. And it was just little things like that, because obviously the legal part is the most important part. Like getting married is the most important part of the day. And I just felt a little bit like I didn't know what was happening a lot of the time. I don't know if that is the case for a lot of people, but certainly my experience of planning a wedding, that was the most confusing, and I just didn't know what was happening, and it was all fine in the end, and it was always going to be fine. But I think I would like to have known a bit more.
Yeah. Least favourite for me was to do with the suits. I don't really want to go into the full story, but... I didn't even know if the store when I went in the day before. That's when I picked up the suits for the wedding. They had me thinking that one of the suits wasn't there.
Yeah, we had issues also with like colours of suits, and we had.
There was a lot of issues. Yeah.
Did you have a lot of Disney touches?
Well, I don't think we did, but then everybody says that it was really Disney.
I think in the end,
which I can say,
we did.
Probably was.
It definitely wasn't a Disney wedding. Like it wasn't all Disney, but we had quite a few Disney touches. So of course we had Chip on the top of our wedding cake.
Top of the wedding cake. Well, that was an add-on, so that was something I didn't know about.
I kept that as a surprise.
Then we had the table plan, which we that took a long time to try and figure out which table plan we were going to get. But then we liked this one because you bought the design of it, and then you could change the names and then input your own picture.
It was from Etsy.
Yeah, and then it was a picture of the castle, wasn't it, that we found, which was nice.
Yeah, so that was Disney.
Because we wanted it to be like, because the tables were the different rides, so it was like you're in the park.
Yeah. And then the most Disney was, of course, our tables. If you haven't seen that video, I will pop it in the description box. But it's all about our Disney tables.
But then we also had a big part of the wedding ceremony was us mentioning Disney in our personal vows.
Yeah.
And then we had, on the harp, Disney songs.
So I walked down the aisle to Can You Feel the Love Tonight on the harp. And then we also had You'll Be In My Heart. And then we walked back.
And then our first dance was Love, L-O-V-E by Nat King Cole, which is from Parent Trap. We had the Parent Trap handshake in the dance. There was a lot of Disney.
There were quite a few Disney touches. But I think like what we did, what a really nice comment actually I read was that after they'd watched our Disney table plan video, they just had a little bit more confidence to put into the wedding a lot more personal touches and stuff they liked, instead of worrying about what other people might think. And
I think it's
so important. So glad we did.
So important to make it it's your day.
Yeah.
and it's everything that you love, and so that's what should be put into it. Don't worry about what other people are going to think.
No,
it's
not at all.
got to be distinctly you. That's
and people love you, so they're gonna, even if say they don't really like Disney, they're still gonna enjoy seeing it because they just like seeing you happy.
Yeah.
That's what we found. How did you feel when you had to postpone your wedding?
Oh, of course, it was sad. Actually, the first time we did it, we actually felt relieved because we didn't know what was happening.
It was a really scary time, I remember, because it was right at the start of the pandemic, and we just, well, no one knew what was happening at all, and I think we did feel relieved at the time, just because we didn't know what to do. And then once that date had passed, we then started to get excited for the next date.
Yeah.
But then I found it really tough, like the month leading up to whether we knew our new date was going to happen. Because there was a lot more
it was very
uncertainty then.
The announcement about things opening up and things going back to sort of normal, that was 2 weeks before the wedding.
So the announcement saying that everything could happen for the wedding was 10 days before our wedding.
So it wasn't even 2 weeks.
So it was very close, very, very close.
We also felt like it was meant to be when on the original wedding day it chucked it down with rain.
There was
entire day.
Thunderstorm. It wasn't even rain, it was like a torrential thunderstorm.
Yeah.
And then we were very lucky with the weather on our actual day. So I think looking back, we had the best day possible, and I think it definitely was the right decision for us to postpone.
Oh, of course it was.
And we were just very lucky that we were able to have the day.
Yeah, we were lucky with the venue as well.
Close to normal.
The venue not wanting to impose any other extra charges and stuff. They were very helpful from like the very beginning through it all.
Yeah.
Even if we had to postpone again, they would have done that.
They would have done it, yeah. So what songs did you use?
Songs. So we sort of touched on it. We used a lot of Disney songs in sort of the ceremony, and then we had Can't Help Falling in Love.
Yes.
By Elvis. That was played while we were signing. And then for the bit where we were eating, the wedding breakfast, we had just a mix of different songs. It was like laid back, chilled songs with a few Disney.
Yeah, so we just had a day where we went through and just kind of picked all our favourite songs. Yeah. We asked like my dad to put in some, my mum.
And then for the entrance, while people were arriving, it was all instrumental music and mostly from films.
Yeah, and that was my favourite playlist of the day.
Yeah.
I loved that. And a lot of people actually like picked out what film as they walked in, and I loved that.
Helena even chose a Star Wars song to go in it. Princess Leia theme, I think it was.
Did you have a particular dress style in mind, or did you try them on till you found the one? I didn't have like a particular, like a completely like definite of what I wanted, but I thought I wanted a slightly more relaxed kind of boho theme, and I tried on loads like that, and they were amazing. I tried on some from Needle and Thread. I also tried on some from like a Spooler boutique, and that's what I initially thought I wanted. But then once we visited a few bridal shops, and then once I found the dress, it was a lot more bridal than I thought I was gonna like. And even though it still was relaxed, and I loved the blush colour underneath, it was just that kind of thing where I put it on and I was like, yeah, I can picture myself on the day in this.
There's a vlog of Helena going to try on the different wedding dresses, and I've been banned from watching it, so I need to go back and watch it.
You can watch it now. Is there a certain moment you recall during the day itself that it really sank in for you both?
Well, I think it was, for me, it was when I got there. I remember going in, and I could really vividly remember, and this is where the music comes into play, because when I hear the music, if you listen to the playlist, I can remember exactly where I was and what I was doing. And as soon as I walked in and saw the cake, I was like, well, yeah, it's happening.
It's really tricky. I feel like I had a few of those moments. I had one where I was driving in with my bridesmaids, and we drove into the venue, and I just had this feeling in my gut. And I was like, oh, this is it. This is the day. This is the venue kind of feeling. And then I had another one where I showed did the reveal to my dad.
Yes.
The dress reveal. And then I had, I think it was walking down the aisle.
Oh, really?
And seeing everyone's faces and then seeing yours.
Well, I think it's because I was meeting people as they were arriving.
Yeah.
So I think it's sunk in already.
It is quite like weird because like I could kind of hear everyone starting to like arrive and get ready, and then.
Could you hear me? Did you hear my voice anymore? You didn't?
I didn't think so. And I couldn't like make out people. I could just hear like the hustle and bustle. But obviously I hadn't seen anyone, so it was a very like weird moment to walk down and then we had about 100 people all turn and look at me. And just like seeing everyone's face for the first time.
I felt like it wasn't happening. This is sort of how I feel about things in general at the moment, really. Is until the day of the thing happening, it's like I didn't believe it was happening until I was actually there.
Did you feel that the day was catered to you as opposed to trying to keep guests happy?
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we touched on before. Yeah. Completely.
At no point did I feel stressed about anything.
No.
Or did I feel rushed? And even though we were half an hour late with things happening, it was all ran really easily and nicely. And
I think my main thing was that I just wanted everyone to feel relaxed. I didn't want any point for anyone to feel stressed.
The thing is as well, with the amount of space that you had at the gardens, it's like people could go off, if there was any intermittent time, they could go off and explore, and we had some garden games as well that people could have a go at.
Yeah, so we kind of just did what we would like, and then luckily everyone else liked it and had a really good time.
But as well, because of the half an hour being late, everything happened quite soon
quick.
After, didn't it?
Yeah. So. Who was more nervous, Helena or Martin? I don't know, because I don't know how nervous you were.
I don't think I was nervous. I think I was just, in the morning when I was meeting with my family, they were like, "Oh, you're nervous," and I didn't feel nervous. I felt more like I just want it to happen.
Yeah.
Like I was just excited.
I think I was definitely more emotional.
I
cried a lot.
I was probably more nervous the day before.
But it's really weird because I didn't think I was gonna cry.
And
I cried a lot.
As soon as I turned around, you were crying.
I cried about 3-4 times in the morning. I cried walking down the aisle. Cried through about 80% of the ceremony.
But it was lovely.
So yeah, I was definitely more emotional. I was nervous. I definitely felt the nerves before I walked down the aisle.
I think that's more nerve-wracking because you've got to do the walk.
Yeah, and everyone looks at you.
Yeah.
That is quite nerve-wracking.
Whereas I was already there and people had already been staring at me.
Were you a bit nervous with the speech?
No, because that's what I used to do.
Yeah.
And I was actually looking forward to it.
Just want to add, your wedding hair is the best inspiration I've found for my wedding. Oh, thank you. I will pop in the description box, but my hair and makeup was done by a lovely lady called Katie, and her company is Pretty Pleased by Katie, so I'll pop that in the description box. Yeah, but she was amazing. Yeah. I kind of said to her, like, relaxed, boho, updo with bits hanging down and a braid, and then she created it. Yeah. And it was perfect.
No, it looked fantastic.
What was the menu for your wedding breakfast / evening celebrations?
Oh, blimey, got to try and remember now. I mean, there was 3 different options for each, wasn't there?
Yeah, I can't remember
them all. I can only remember what we had.
I can. So the 2 starters, you could choose between asparagus and cured ham, and then bruschetta. And then the main course, there were 3 options.
There's 3 options.
There was a roast chicken kind of fancy dinner, which we both had. Yeah. You could have salmon, or you could have a shepherdess pie, which is basically a vegan shepherd's pie. And then for dessert, there were 2 options, which were iced lemon tart or chocolate
something.
Cake? Or was it cake? Chocolate brownie?
Something like that, yeah.
It was like a chocolate.
Yeah. Then you could have a sorbet if you were vegetarian.
Yeah. And then we had a hot dog and burger bar for the evening.
With a vegetarian option as well.
Yeah. Oh, the food was so good. Where's your beautiful dress from? So it's actually from Aurora Bride in North Cheam. If I remember to pop all these things, I will put it in the description box. But yeah, it was an amazing experience. We also got some really cute photos as well after we had chosen the dress, and yeah, they had so many different styles. Would you have loved to get married at Disneyland Paris?
No, I think I was very happy with didn't ever have that in mind really.
No.
So I think I like the fact that we got engaged there. Love that.
Yeah.
So
I think I love watching Disney fairy tale weddings, but I never pictured us getting married at Disney. I don't know why. I've always pictured getting married in the UK and in a venue like we did.
Yeah.
I've just always pictured that. Did you do the something old, new, borrowed and blue tradition? Huge congratulations.
You did, didn't you? But I don't know what.
I did, but I sort of cheated. So something new was my wedding dress, and then something old and borrowed, so I put them both together, was my veil, because it was my mum's veil from her wedding. And then something blue, the seamstress actually, I can't remember what it's called, but they like sew some hooks in so that you can like hook up the like bottom of the dress for the evening, just to make it easier to move in. I think it has like a specific name, but I can't remember. But yeah, she made them blue. So that was my something blue. Did you struggle to stay within your set budget? We never had like a set budget. Both our parents helped us out with the wedding, which we were just completely so thankful for.
Yeah.
And then for their like other stuff that we both bought, we kind of
we called on a lot of favours of people that we knew. So I think there was a conscious effort to try and not go too far with it, to try and rein it back wherever we could. And we also got married during the week.
That was a huge,
which is a lot cheaper.
Because I mean, it jumped up ridiculous when you started to get married on a Saturday.
And then because a lot was already built into the gardens, so for example, the food was already in with the amount you paid for the venue, and the DJ was also in with it as well, which you would pay extra for normally.
So yeah, I think we were quite sensible, weren't we, with a lot of it.
Like I designed things for the tables, so we tried to keep it as low as we could.
Yeah, but yeah, it's very tricky, and also I think you can get swept away with the whole like you definitely need this at the time, and then you look back and you're like, we didn't really need that, or we didn't need to pay that much money for it.
Facebook Marketplace.
We got so much from Facebook Marketplace, and then we've actually sold the stuff that we had on Facebook Marketplace again. Yeah. So that was amazing.
That was great.
Is there anything you would change about the wedding? No. No, we say that what? Yeah. Okay, this is the time for the story now.
I wouldn't change that though.
Basically, very quickly, what happened is, well, first of all, our registrar was slightly late because they got stuck in traffic. So I didn't have my registrar, like the meeting that they do, I didn't have that till the time of the ceremony. So I was already about 10, 15 minutes late. And then we went to put my dress on, and we had never put it on before ourselves. The seamstress had always done it. And we just couldn't get it on for about 10 minutes. And like, I was trying really hard to like not stress, keep calm, but I actually thought that I wasn't going to get this dress on. In the end, like, I think one of my bridesmaids like figured out that you could like move one of the hooks. I think they were too scared to like stretch it in case it broke, but it was actually elastic or something. So basically, in the end, it all was fine, and they managed to like figure out how to do it all up. But I would maybe practice. If you've got quite a complicated like hook and buttons and all that, practice putting it on, like whoever's gonna do it, putting it on yourself. Because the seamstress just did it so quick that we thought, oh, it's really, really easy. And then we just couldn't figure it out, and like it wouldn't go on. And I was like, this fit a week and a half ago.
But even that though, I wouldn't change, because I like the fact that you were late. But like that affected the rest of the day, and the rest of the day turned out exactly how we wanted. So I wouldn't change it.
And it is a funny story.
It's not like I didn't think you were going to turn up.
Well, you knew
I knew you were there.
How did you figure out your timing and order of the day?
Well, it all went all over the place. I don't actually know what times we did anything, because we had the order, but the order was set out with the help of Jenny at the garden.
Yeah, so they kind of said what the rough, like, normal order is of the day. Obviously you could change it if you like specifically wanted things at different times. We stuck to quite the traditional order of the day. Our ceremony was at 1:30. Then we had canapes and a few photos, and then our wedding breakfast was at 3:30.
Yeah, this is all before, because our ceremony was about 2 o'clock.
Was it 2? And then our evening guests, and then we had speeches about 5:30, I believe. And then our evening guests arrived around 7, and then we had the disco from then on. And we had our first dance, meant to be around 7:30. Did you do a bridesmaid proposal? If so, what did you do? I kind of did a bridesmaid, like, will you be my bridesmaid?
Oh.
So I actually asked them all, so I had like a mini hen do, well, like a mini engagement party after we'd got engaged. My friends put together like a Disney sleepover, and I actually asked them that. I think it was maybe the day after. I asked them, and then that Christmas I got them all little decorations that said, will you be my bridesmaid, on them, and their names. And then they already knew they were going to be bridesmaids, but then I gifted them at Christmas so that they could have them on their tree.
We should have done something like that. I can't even remember how I asked. It might have even been a WhatsApp message. Or was it, did I meet them? I can't remember if I did. If I'd met them, it would have been, do you want to be my group?
What was your first dance song? It was Love by Nat King Cole.
Hell,
first dance video is on the channel.
Yes.
If you wanna have a little peek.
Yeah. Choreographed.
How was both of your mornings?
Yeah, mine was lovely. I had a breakfast at the hotel, a spur of the moment breakfast, and then I went over to my my family were staying in 2 cottages that were next door. And so I spent time with all of them, and I read a book to my nephews, did a bit of Lego. Yeah, it was lovely. It's really nice. Oh, I did also. We were kicking a football over a tennis court, which was a bit dangerous, really. Could have been an injury, but there wasn't.
My morning went so fast. So we arrived at the venue a little bit after 9, and then some of the bridesmaids jumped straight into getting their makeup done. And we had like a little bit of food, a little bit of Prosecco and orange juice. And then I started putting all the ribbons out, doing the ribbons for the ceremony. And like I just kept like helping out around the venue, so it just went really, really fast, setting everything up. And then obviously had to get ready. So it was really lovely. But it was very fast. Like you think it's going to be like loads of time.
Yeah, it did go quick.
But it went so fast.
Yeah.
Was it everything you wanted / expected?
Oh yeah. We've said so many times that it was just perfect. It's like, exactly how we wanted it.
Exactly. It was a bit also what was strange is like, I think because we had waited for so long, I kind of thought, is it going to live up to what we want because of the stress of having to postpone it and all that stuff.
Live up to the hype.
Yeah, kind of like live up to the hype. And everyone says like, oh, it's the best day of your lives, or like one of the best days of your lives. And then you think, oh, like, will it be?
Yeah, it was.
And it honestly was. Like, we just had the time of our lives and it flew by. And
we had the time of our lives.
I did though, and like sometimes it feels a bit surreal that it happened, and then just really quickly having everyone we loved in one place after the years that we've all had as well. It was the first time that I had seen some people, and it was also the first time that people had been together in that kind of environment, and that just made it like so much more emotional. Like a lot of people said how emotional they were.
With a lot of people.
Yeah. Was there anything during planning you disagreed on, and how did you get past that? Like a few things. It'd be funny though, because you'd disagree and then you'd be like, it's not actually a big deal.
Yeah, but I think that was more at the beginning. I think once lockdown and stuff happened, I think it's like you realised that what I was on about was not very important at all.
I remember, this one just sticks in my head, we were doing the tables and I wanted to have little rum bottles as the favour for the Pirates of the Caribbean table. And I remember at the time you were like, you were really not sure about it. And I was like adamant. I was like, this is a great idea.
But I think the reason was I was trying to think of everyone getting something that was sort of the same value.
Yeah.
And at the time, we didn't have some of the things that we ended up getting, so it wasn't equal.
Yeah.
And so I think that was the reason that I was slightly against it.
But then it was funny because obviously we like postponed and like it got, you know, shelved. And we didn't talk about it for ages. And then like a year later, I brought it up again and I was like, oh, for the Pirates of the Caribbean table we should have rum bottles. And you were like, yeah, it's a great idea, that.
No, I think I said...
And I was like, you really were against it a year ago.
No,
and
I
you
said
were like,
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then we had the other plans for the gifts and everything sort of added up. So I was fine with it, yeah. But originally, in my head, I was thinking that they'd all be dressed up as pirates, but then it probably wouldn't have been a good idea.
So yeah, like you are bound to disagree on things because, of course, like it's like people have different opinions. But I think we worked well together and we kind of chatted about each thing that we disagreed on. Yeah. And came to like...
About things that we needed or didn't need. Like the band was a big one at the beginning. So the first question I've got is, how did you start? Been engaged for a year now and still haven't started. Got a few ideas.
The venue.
The venue is the main. Once you get the venue and you know what's included in the venue, you can then just get on a roll with it, can't you?
And the venue affects everything. It affects what wedding dress you're wearing. It affects what food you're having, how many people you can have. Like it's a snowball effect.
Also what it looks like can affect your decoration of it.
Yeah, and like what time of year, all those things. So yeah, pick your venue, pick your date.
Think of a theme, if you do want a theme.
If you do want a theme. But if you don't, you can just do... I think a colour scheme is also really helpful. So I knew from the get-go that I wanted pastel themed, and luckily Martin... happy with that as well.
Did you get carried away with upgrades? We did.
I think we were quite lucky with our venue.
That we didn't have anything that was... The only thing I think...
We upgraded drinks.
We upgraded drinks and upgraded to we had a Prosecco bike. But I think that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we... they weren't very pushy, which was really good. They didn't try and push loads of upgrades on you.
They talked to you as if like they really wanted to help you.
Yeah. So we had an upgrade, we added an extra reception drink, but that was completely ourselves. We decided that. And the only thing which I nearly got swayed to upgrade to was having a photo booth.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was quite close. So yeah, there is times where you nearly do get carried away. I can see how easy it is.
Oh, are you planning? It's a good question, but it's just because of what it's about. Are you planning a honeymoon, and if so, where?
So if you've watched the channel for a while, you'll know that we had our Walt Disney World honeymoon booked for, when was it? 2020?
It was last year.
I can't remember what.
August.
September.
No, it was August, because it was going to be, oh no.
No, September.
September.
September 2020. Obviously had to be cancelled. And yeah, we're still waiting to see if it can happen. So yeah, we have dates set out for when we would love to have it. But if it's kind of looking like we won't be able to have it then. So we're just waiting to see.
We'll come up with a plan B.
Yeah.
Of something to do. We definitely want to do something. Easy this. Who cried more, Martin or Helena?
Me.
Helena.
Even though I thought it was going to be you, I even told everyone. They were like, do you think Martin will cry? And I was like, yeah, he'll cry more than me. And I ended up crying so much.
I nearly teared up. I got almost there during the ceremony.
Yeah.
For the personal vows. Then there was a bit in the speeches, a few times in the speeches.
Oh, you did cry, but you just didn't cry as much. I've never cried so much in one day.
What are the little things to remember that are often missed, forgotten until the last minute? We were doing stuff right up until the end, weren't we?
Yeah.
But now, I can't think of it.
Because they're the things you forget.
Oh, who was sitting where for the ceremony? That was a thing we left right to the last
so you
minute.
want to reserve like at the front. So
Well, it might have there might be different options for wherever you're.
Work out that. Playlist, so like wedding playlist.
We left that right till the last minute.
Putting together the songs that we played during the wedding breakfast and also when people arrive.
Yeah.
We actually left our rings till quite late.
Is there anything you bought which you realised you didn't need to use, wasn't necessary? No, we were very good. Everything got used.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I'm going to be thinking about that now.
All the questions done. Thank you for putting those forward.
Yeah.
Sorry again if we didn't get around to answering yours. We're recording this quite late after Helena's finished work.
Yeah. Oh, summer holidays are finished. So we're going to have a little bit more time. We have been super busy after the wedding.
Yeah.
But we've got some exciting vlogs coming up.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I just want to say again, thank you so much for all your love on the wedding videos. We'll be sure to share any more that we can. Hopefully, we'll be able to.
We've actually got, if you're just watching us for the first time, or you've only seen a couple of like the videos from the wedding, we've actually got a wedding playlist, which was like right from the very beginning of when we did our We're Engaged video.
Yeah.
Right up to the wedding.
But yeah, I just want to say huge congratulations as well to anyone that has got married recently.
Yeah.
There's been so many people that have got in touch or also is planning to get married soon. It's just lovely to hear like everyone's stories and yeah, so huge congratulations. It
is a very special day, and now that we've got married, it is like you really do want to hear about how other people have done it.
Yeah, and we've got so many weddings to go to next year. I think we have 4 or 5, which is going to be amazing because we can be guests and just enjoy all the weddings. I love a wedding now. But anyway, before we ramble on, thank you so much for watching and we will see you in the next one.
Yeah, if you've liked this video, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and also like the video.
Bye.
Toodle Pipski.